Hey, this week we've got a couple things to talk about, including another CR, surprise, and you should lose that laser. Well, that was close. Congress finally passed another continuing resolution for a few weeks so that they can get their act together and give the agencies around broad brush agencies the budget. I don't expect much more to the FAA other than more CR means less that gets done. Can't get back the time that gets eaten up when they don't have the funding for new starts, bigger programs, think FENS. Can't get that stuff done. So Senator Patrick Leahy says there's going to be more money to civilian agencies ever. Yeah, well, it doesn't do much good when they only have a few months to spend it. And so the FAA probably will get very little more than it already has. It's got a healthy budget from last year, and the infrastructure bill is well on its way. So money really isn't the issue, but timing is, Congress. Timing. Remember, time. Get it done. Get it done quickly, please. If you're worried about sustaining your workforce, like United needs to hire 10,000 pilots by 2030. So they're going vertical. They have a vertical integration. They have their own flight school, and they are addressing that by building their own school. They've even got J.P. Morgan to back funding for tuition so that they can pump through 500 pilots to commercial status a year. Now that doesn't fill the whole bill, but it certainly does make sure that those people live, breathe, and represent United in the best way that they possibly can. That is their future leaders, the future pilots that they'll need. They're opening up a 340,000 square foot facility, which will have the training spaces, office spaces, simulators, and they'll be flying Cirrus SR-20s to get to that status. Pretty cool gig. More government infighting. I am so sick of the FCC versus FAA 5G thing. I ever want to talk about that. But I do want to talk about that the NTSB proposes a rule that puts them more in charge than they should be, maybe. So they propose a rule that they should do investigations on spacecraft accidents. Well, okay, but maybe not yet. The FAA did push back big time and said, look, they have all the authority to do all those kinds of things, and they don't really need any help. So, again, two administrators can't just pick up the phone and kind of talk this out before we launch rockets at each other. Anyway, this all gets resolved in the future. Right now, commercial space is all about a light touch. Don't get involved. Be kind of self-regulate. Be safe. Self-regulate. The FAA already does a hazard analysis if you launch about protecting people on the ground. After that, they'll get to that. And in a couple of years, that package of authorization about who does what gets reworked and how they'll be regulated and to what depth. So, a little patience, NTSB, a little patience. Besides, we need to have some rocket launches before we worry about regulating them and figuring out, what you think they should have done. You're going to have to learn too. The FAA's learning now. They're learning. You'll have to learn too. Patience. It's a virtue. Spirit and Frontier emerging. I've flown them both, and they're different. It's just a different experience, and it's all right. Because when you can fly a round trip from Atlantic City, the Tech Center, from Tampa, back and forth for $22, I think breadth of low-cost carriers is a really good idea. We'll see how that works. I mean, when these mergers usually happen and prices usually increase, but let's just watch this one. We'll see what happens. Their goal is to keep low-cost profiles in place and expand the availability of low-cost rates to a broader public. I'm looking forward to it. The FAA has gone through a big campaign about unruly passengers. Hopefully, it's worked a little bit. It's put a dent in. I hope that's the reason. And now they're doing the same thing for people pointing lasers at airplanes. That's a really serious thing. There are over 40 injuries in the number of. There are almost 10,000 events recorded with 40 injuries, and those injuries are serious. When you fire that laser up, I've seen a video of it. Oh my God, it bounces all over, blinds a pilot. I do not want to fly with blinded pilots. So people, lose the laser. That's what the FAA's motto is. You're going to see some YouTube videos about how dangerous it is. Duh, lose the laser. Anyway, that's the next phase. And you should go on the no-fly list if you're firing lasers at airplanes. Dumb idea.
Smash the like button. Tell me what you want to hear. We'll see you next time.